Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon back with another episode of DC Universe Online. And I just wanted to give a quick update, and actually rewinding back, I did end up getting a Nintendo Switch. Um, the fact that DCUO launched on it kind of accelerated that plan because I was kind of thinking about it, but since I bought Lifetime on PC um, over the holidays last year, like that was basically my Switch money that was going to go into Pokemon Go. So that was kind of delayed. I eventually wanted it for the purpose of offloading my Pokemon to a console. Um, but with DC Universe Online launching, I just decided to get that out of the way first. And I actually don't have Pokemon for Nintendo Switch yet. Um, I'll get that sometime in the future. But yeah, I had to hop on to DCUO because I would feel bad if I lost like my names and stuff. So I was there for launch day. I didn't record any videos on it because I didn't want to kind of give any clues that I was going to be on Switch. Um, but anyway, here we are. And I just want to go over some of the accessories that I got right off the bat because there are definitely some issues with having a game like this on the Switch. And I'm sure a lot of the 3D games also have the same issues because the build quality of the Joycons isn't really that great. I mean, it's good for navigating like the UI in Switch. It's probably great for like simple games, side scrollers, 2D and puzzle games. But when you get into the 3D world, you're using the two analog sticks a lot. One to move your character around the 3D space and the other to swivel the camera. And those take a lot of wear and tear. Like if you're playing any of those games on like PlayStation or Xbox, it does kind of put a life on the control pad. And the Joy-Cons just aren't up to par as like a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox controller. So yeah, I just wanted to go over two accessories. In this video, I'm going to show you a case that I got to protect the Switch. And then after that, we'll look at a control pad because I just couldn't use the Joy-Cons. Okay, without further ado, let's take a look. So the first thing we're looking at is a generic clear case. I always look for cases that don't hide like the features of the product because you know the Nintendo Switch kind of looks cool, so I don't want to get uh, a Switch that like reskins it. So I typically look for the clear ones, and this was a pretty good one on paper. It it's perfectly clear. There's no like smoke or anything. It comes with some knobs for the analog sticks, and it's cut up in such a way that the Joy-Cons can still detach. Now, the problem is I can't really recommend this. While it does protect the Switch, as any clear case would, like it could probably protect it from one drop, and then it would probably crack itself, but it would protect the device. The issue with this, though, is, and I guess it might be an issue with any case, like if you kind of cover the solid parts of the console, revealing the buttons, any case is going to have some thickness to it in order to protect it. But the switch buttons aren't good to begin with, and like adding any type of thickness around the buttons makes them even harder to press. So yeah, it does just that. Basically, if you wrap your Switch in this case, all the buttons are going to be hard to press. The only thing you're going to really be able to use are the analog sticks. And even the bumpers, triggers, get hidden in a little bit. And they're already hard to press to begin with because they're like so close to each other. For a game like DCUO, you're going to need all the triggers like and have them easy to press and readily available. And this is a shot of the back. It does put a lot of weight on the Switch as well, and it has a weak kickstand if you want to prop your Switch up for like wireless controller gaming. The other issue, and this one is much more major, is when you have the Joy-Cons protected, they can no longer fit into that handheld, like that controller case when you're docking your Switch in to play on a TV. Um, so yeah, if you're gonna stick with a case like this, or I'm sure there are many others that run into this problem, you're pretty much gonna have to get another separate controller for docked gameplay because the Joy-Cons can't be joined anymore. So yeah, unfortunately, this is not a good one. I don't know if there's another one out there, but I'll probably have to keep checking. So this one, like, it looks good, but unfortunately for functional use, it's going to have to get a thumbs down. And I will link to this just for reference to the page on Amazon that I bought it from. Okay, so that segues into finding a control pad. So in this image here, I'm showing all the controllers um, that are used to play DCO. The one at the top is the Logitech F310, which I use most often because I'm a PC player. Then we're passing along. That's actually a PlayStation 3, but a 4 is similar. I don't have a PS4. And then we're going into the Xbox. So the Logitech and PlayStation have the same layout. The Xbox is about the same size as the Logitech, except the analog stick is swapped with the D-pad. And that actually makes more sense, but I'm just used to the PlayStation layout, so that's why I like the Logitech. And then we're coming across the Switch control pad, which has obvious issues. And it's all about the size, because and ergonomics. Like even with the casing attached, it's still way too small. Like I'm sure it's fine for a child, but if you're an adult or you have big hands, you're going to have a lot of problems navigating around the control pad. So you will definitely need to get a third-party one or the Switch Pro, which is somewhat closer to a Logitech, an Xbox, or a PlayStation. So here's a side-by-side of my most commonly used Logitech control pad versus the Switch with the control pad case over the Joy-Cons. So there is a huge size difference. And it's really hard to play DCUO on this. Like I couldn't even win. Well, I could win the lowest races, but not the one that's slightly above that. And I was always pushing buttons by mistake or missing buttons. So in shopping for a control pad, I was basically looking for something that's Switch compatible, obviously. So you will need to make sure it says Switch on the description. And something close to the size of the Logitech F310. And I came across this one, which is called MIMD. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it's just one of those generic controls that comes out of China. You can find it on Amazon and probably in several stores in AliExpress. Um, but yeah, from the pictures and description, it looked like the right one, so I just went for it, and it was about 20 bucks. Again, I'll have the link to the Amazon page in the description below. And here it is side by side with the Joy-Con setup. It is pretty close to the Logitech controller. It's probably a little thinner, but it's close enough that you can kind of get used to it. It's just that like your hands are going to be a little bit closer together than like an Xbox or a Logitech. But as I've been playing with this, it's been working really well. The buttons probably just need a little bit of breaking in, but you know, they're stiff to begin with, but they're very clickable, and it plays just like a Logitech, as in like I'm not missing any commands. And also, I just didn't straight up go for the Switch Pro because it had the same layout as the Xbox with the D-pad and left analog switched. That's just me growing up as a PlayStation player, I guess, where I just like both analogs side by side. So I highly recommend this one. I think it's essential for playing DC Universe Online and probably any other game that takes place in 3D space where you need to use both analog sticks. So yeah, this gets a thumbs up from me. And also let me know like what you guys are using for your Switch control pad, and if you guys have a better recommendation for either that or the protective case. But I hope this helps you out, and thanks for watching.